Hello chess lovers, I have a very unique game for you played by Frank Marshall against Hyman Rogosin. The game was played in 1940 in New York. Marshall started with e4 and c5 by Rogosin, Sicilian Defense, and we see b4, going for a wing gambit. The idea is to deflect this pawn so as to regain control of d4 square. We see c takes b4, a3, and knight c6. Of course, there is nothing wrong to capture on a3, or black can also play d5. We see knight c6, now comes a takes b4, and a dubious decision by black, knight f6. Well, there is nothing wrong with capturing on b4, but this knight f6 move allows white pawns to target black knights. Here comes b5, knight d4, c3, knight e6, e5, knight d5, c4, knight f4, g3. Have you noticed Marshall hasn't moved any piece yet? He's just moving his pawns forward. Knight g6, now comes f4, and black played a bad move, decided to exchange one of his knights with two pawns. A better move was knight d4, but we see knight takes f4 and white is capturing on f4. Knight takes f4, now comes d4, knight g6, h4. This is move 13 and still white is pushing his pawns. e6 and h5. White made 14 consecutive moves with his pawns. This looks fantastic. Black plays bishop b4 check, and only on move 15 Marshall is moving one of his pieces. Bishop d2 covering the king. Bishop takes d2 check, knight takes d2, knight e7, knight e4, knight f5. Now comes a strong move h6, trying to deflect this pawn and place the knight on f6. Black played g6. Well, if knight takes h6, then the knight is no longer covering the d6 square and white can play knight d6 check. That's why we see g6, but this is weakening the dark squares and the knight jumps to f6 square, giving a check. Just a perfect outpost for the knight. King f8, knight f3, d6, knight g5. This knight is eyeing on h7 square. D takes e5, d takes e5, queen takes d1, rook takes d1, king e7, rook h3, white is going to double up the rook on d file, b6, trying to develop the bishop, but now comes bishop g2, white is not even allowing black to breathe, rook b8 and knight takes h7. Now if we have a look at the position, actually black is in Zugzwang. It's very difficult to find a move for black. You can't move your bishop because of this rook d7 checkmate. You have to give up your rook, for example, to prolong your life, but that's just losing and it's over. A very beautiful and creative game, I think, played by Frank Marshall. Your comments please, what do you think about that 14 consecutive pawn moves? Good luck.